Christians are called to do theology. Theology is just the way we think about God. Without theology, there'd be no Christianity, there'd be no Buddhism or Islam or Hinduism, or any other mainstream religion, because human beings have a yearning to try and understand how this universe is created, why life exists, and if there is a God and what the nature of God truly is. But think about it for a second. Do you really spend much time doing theology? Because we really should. That's really a cornerstone of why we become Christians and why we maintain a Christian belief. But I would say that a lot of that is under attack by simplistic ways of thinking nowadays. Many churches, even pastors included, don't really want their parishioners doing theology because it's much simpler to just tell them a series of things they're supposed to believe and accept about God, and you're not allowed to question it at all. And I think that's a really cheap and easy way to find yourself just being strung along by poor theology, by bad pastors, by unhealthy churches. And so much of what we've seen from people leaving churches is because of bad theology or no theology whatsoever. And so I want to encourage you, this video series called The Quad is a chance for you to do theology. It's a chance for you to come back in and try to search for God and search for answers about God in this universe. And the reason it's called The Quad, it's kind of, I think it's interesting. When I went to the University of Illinois and graduated there, we had a quad. It was just a central location in the middle of campus where people from all walks of life, all traditions, all backgrounds would go to and from class looking for and searching for the next course that they had to take in their learning. And so I think we're doing the same thing, but there's another meaning to it, and that's a Wesleyan meaning in the Methodist Church. John Wesley has been accredited with creating this method by which we do theology called the Wesleyan Quadrilateral. And quad means four, and so he used four basic tenets to establish and create his faith. And that was first using the Bible. The Bible is absolutely a cornerstone of the Christian faith. It helps us to see how people in the past understood God, how they searched for God, how they interacted with God. It teaches us the gospel message of Jesus Christ and tells us about his life. But most people stop theology at the Bible, and they don't add other elements in when they do find those or search for those answers. And so the three other legs of the Wesleyan Quadrilateral are traditions. What does the church think, and what do we believe as a church, and what is our tradition as human beings that help us understand God? But also reason. We're supposed to look at what science teaches us about the universe and the nature of humanity and human behavior and the creation of humanity, creation of all of God's creatures. And then reason allows us to search for God in ways that maybe people 2,000 years ago when they wrote parts of the Bible didn't understand and didn't know. And sometimes those do bump up against each other, but we need to use both reason and Scripture along with traditions. And finally, we need to use our own experiences. What are your experiences of God? Have you had those moments in life where perhaps through the eyes of somebody else or through your own experiences where you felt something spiritual, something divine happen? Perhaps it was something you might call a miracle but aren't sure you want to, or something you might call a divine happening, a divine interaction, or just even a feeling that you have that you maybe had in church or maybe at a very profound moment in life. And those four elements, Scripture, tradition, reason, and experience, those all four should carry weight when we search for answers about God. And so this video series is going to be a chance for us to think theologically. It's for us to use that Wesleyan Quadrilateral and look for ways that God reveals God's self to us in creation. I hope you'll enjoy this. I hope you'll participate, and you'll be an active part of this community.